We begin our journey high above the African continent, slowly descending towards a city that rests at the confluence of two great rivers. This is N'Djamena, the capital of Chad. From this vantage point, the world below unfolds like a map drawn by a patient hand. The sun, a warm and gentle presence, bathes the landscape in a soft golden light. The air is still, and the view is clear, offering a unique perspective on a city full of life and history. It is a place where ancient traditions and modern life meet, creating a unique and fascinating pattern on the Earth's surface. Here we can observe the city not as a collection of streets and buildings, but as a living, breathing organism. As we drift lower, the details begin to emerge from the haze. The land is mostly flat, stretching out to a distant, hazy horizon. The colors are simple and earthy, shades of brown, tan, and muted green. The city itself appears as a dense cluster of structures, a testament to human settlement in this vast landscape. Now our eyes are drawn to a particularly dense and vibrant area near the city's center. This is the Grand Marché, the great central market. From the sky it looks like a bustling anthill, a place of constant motion and energy. The rooftops create a colorful, chaotic mosaic of corrugated metal, canvas awnings and tops in shades of blue, red, and green. It is a sprawling complex, not a single building, but a living network of stalls and open-air displays that spills out into the surrounding streets. This market is the economic and social heartbeat of N'Djamena, a place where the entire city seems to converge. The energy is almost visible, a shimmer in the air above the crowd. We can see tiny figures, the people of N'Djamena, moving through the narrow alleyways like a river of life. They are carrying baskets, pushing carts, and gathering in small groups. It is a daily ritual, a dance of commerce and community that has been performed here for generations. From the sky, we can only see the overall structure, a beautiful and intricate chaos that functions with its own internal logic. Observing the Grand Marché from this peaceful height provides a unique contrast. Up here, in the quiet of the sky, we can appreciate the market as a single unified entity. It is a vital organ of the city, pumping goods, money, and information through its veins. The market is a place of connection, where people from all walks of life come together, all captured in one sweeping aerial view. We now drift away from the city's core and turn our attention back to the water. N'Djamena is uniquely positioned where two great rivers meet. The wide, majestic Chari River flows from the southeast, while the Logone River joins it from the southwest. From our aerial perspective, we can see this grand confluence, a place of immense natural power and beauty. The two bodies of water merge, their currents swirling together before continuing their journey north towards Lake Chad. The point where they meet is a distinct line, a subtle blending of two different waters, each carrying sediments from distant lands. The banks of the rivers are a vibrant green, a stark and beautiful contrast to the drier, browner tones of the inland areas. This lushness is a direct result of the water's presence, creating fertile ground for farming and supporting a rich ecosystem. We can see long, narrow plots of cultivated land stretching back from the river's edge. These are the market gardens of N'Djamena, where farmers grow vegetables to sell in the city. The meticulous rows of crops create a pleasing geometric pattern against the wilder, more natural landscape. It is a clear illustration of how humans have learned to live in harmony with the river's gifts. Looking closely at the river's surface, we can see signs of human life that are intimately tied to the water. Long, slender fishing boats, known as pirogues, are scattered across the water. The river is not just a boundary or a feature. It is a workplace, a pantry, and a highway. As the sun moves across the sky, the character of the rivers changes, turning into a river of liquid gold and orange at sunset. Let us now fly over the residential areas of N'Djamena, where the city's story is told through its diverse architecture. From the sky, the neighborhoods appear as a vast and intricate tapestry of rooftops. In the older, more traditional parts of the city, the buildings are clustered closely together. The roofs are predominantly made of clay, thatch, or rusted corrugated iron, giving the landscape a warm, earthy palette of browns, reds, and oranges. The streets in these areas are not straight, but are narrow, winding paths that have formed over decades of use. They twist and turn like the branches of an old tree, creating a complex and organic pattern. These traditional neighborhoods are often built around central courtyards, which are hidden from our aerial view, but are the heart of family life. We can see the high walls that enclose these private spaces, creating a sense of community and security. As we drift towards other parts of the city, the tapestry changes. Here we see the influence of more modern planning. The streets are wider and are laid out in a grid-like pattern. The houses are larger and more spread out, with yards and gardens separating them from their neighbors. The rooftops here are different too. We see more concrete, tiles, and modern metal sheeting in shades of grey, white, and blue. The contrast between these modern suburbs and the old city is striking. From our unique perspective in the sky, we can see these different worlds lying side by side. A single view can contain a winding ancient lane and a straight modern avenue. It is a living museum of architectural history and urban development. This blend of old and new, of tradition and progress, is what gives the capital its unique character. Amidst the dense fabric of buildings and streets, our aerial view reveals welcome patches of green. These are the parks, public squares, and open spaces of N'Djamena, the city's green lungs. They provide a vital contrast to the built environment, offering places for rest, recreation, and nature. One of the most prominent is the Place de la Nation, a large formal square in the heart of the city. These green spaces are not just decorative, they are essential for the well-being of the city and its inhabitants. Looking closely, we can see shade trees, their canopies creating dark, cool circles on the ground below. These trees are incredibly important in a city where the sun can be intense. We might see small groups of people gathered under these trees, escaping the midday sun, their tiny forms relaxed and still. Beyond the formal parks, there are other types of open spaces visible from the sky. We can see sports fields, their boundaries marked out in white on the red earth. These are places of energy and play, where the city's youth can gather for a game of football. We can also see smaller, informal green areas, perhaps a vacant lot that has been claimed by hardy grasses and shrubs. Each patch of green contributes to the overall health and beauty of the urban ecosystem. Observing these spaces from a distance allows us to appreciate their strategic importance. They break up the monotony of the cityscape, provide habitats for birds and insects, and help to absorb rainwater. From our serene vantage point, these green lungs appear as peaceful, life-affirming spaces, reminding us that a city needs room to breathe. From our high perch, the roads and streets of N'Djamena are the arteries and veins of the city, carrying a constant flow of life. They form a complex network that connects every neighborhood, market, and public space. The main thoroughfares are wide and straight, designed for efficient movement. We can see them cutting directly through the urban landscape, lined with larger buildings and commercial establishments. On these main roads, the traffic is a stream of tiny, colorful objects. We can distinguish the shapes of cars, buses, and trucks moving in orderly lines, their pace dictated by the rhythm of traffic lights and roundabouts. In contrast, the smaller secondary roads are far more intricate. In the older parts of the city, they are narrow and winding, following ancient paths of least resistance, creating a maze-like pattern. The intersections are particularly fascinating to watch from above. Roundabouts, in particular, become mesmerizing hubs of activity. Vehicles enter from multiple directions, merging into a continuous circling flow. It is a carefully choreographed dance, a display of unspoken rules and cooperation. Pedestrians, seen as tiny dots, navigate the edges of this dance, crossing the roads in groups during lulls in the traffic. The movement on the roads changes throughout the day. In the early morning, the flow is gentle, gradually building as people head to work and school. In the late afternoon, the roads become full again as the city begins its journey home. Even after dark, the roads are alive, their paths traced by the bright pinpricks of headlights and streetlights. Watching this daily ebb and flow is like watching the city breathe. The relentless movement is a sign of life, of commerce, of a city that is constantly on the go. As we continue our aerial survey, our gaze is drawn to the structures that represent N'Djamena's modern identity and future ambitions. Scattered throughout the city, but often clustered in the central administrative and business districts, are buildings that stand in sharp contrast to the traditional architecture. These are multi-story office blocks, government ministries, sleek hotels, and new apartment buildings. Their clean lines, glass facades, and geometric shapes speak a different architectural language. They are symbols of investment, development, and the city's connection to the global community. From the sky, they are landmarks that punctuate the otherwise low-lying cityscape. These modern buildings often have a different relationship with the space around them. The materials used are concrete, steel, and glass, which reflect the bright African sun in a way that the older clay and mud brick buildings do not. This creates a visual dialogue between the past and the present. Cranes, visible from our high vantage point, sometimes stand beside them, signaling that the process of modernization is ongoing. These cranes are like steel birds, patiently adding new layers to the city's skyline. They are a sign of hope and a belief in the future, tangible evidence of a city and a country that is building and growing. From the sky, this collection of modern architecture provides a sense of orientation. The tallest buildings can be seen from almost anywhere, serving as reference points for navigating the sprawling city below. While they may lack the organic charm of the older neighborhoods, they possess their own kind of beauty, a beauty of precision, ambition, and order. They show that N'Djamena is not a city frozen in time, but a dynamic, evolving capital that is actively shaping its own destiny in the 21st century. As our time above N'Djamena comes to a close, we begin our slow ascent, gaining altitude once more. The intricate details of the city begin to merge back into larger patterns. The tapestry of rooftops, the network of roads, and the green patches of parks become unified into a single cohesive image. The city once again becomes a distinct shape on the land, a testament to human presence and perseverance, nestled securely at the meeting point of its two great rivers. From this great height, we are left with a lasting impression of contrast and harmony. We have seen the contrast between the old and the new, the dry, earthy tones of the land and the vibrant, life-giving green along the riverbanks. We have seen the contrast between the quiet, orderly suburbs and the chaotic, energetic heart of the central market. Yet from up here, these contrasts do not feel like conflicts. Instead, they appear as complementary parts of a complex and beautiful whole. N'Djamena, seen from the sky, is a place of quiet beauty. It is a beauty found not in grand, monumental landmarks, but in the patterns and rhythms of everyday life. It is in the gentle curve of the Chari River, the vibrant mosaic of the market stalls, the dance of traffic at a roundabout, and the simple, profound contrast between a single tree and the vast plain surrounding it. This aerial perspective allows us to step back from the immediacy of life on the ground and appreciate the city as a work of art. As we drift away into the vast African sky, we carry with us a sense of peace and wonder. We have been granted a privileged glimpse into the heart of Chad's capital, a city that is quietly and resiliently writing its own story upon the ancient earth below.